Hello and welcome to day one of Lifebook's 30-Day Challenge. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. My name is John Butcher and I'm founder of Lifebook. And I'm going to be your guide on this fascinating, life-changing journey. What we're going to explore over the next 30 days is an incredibly fascinating subject: having it all, getting everything you want out of life. Now, this is a subject that I've studied for decades now, literally. I've worked with thousands and thousands of people. I've dedicated myself to understanding everything I possibly can about the subject. It's actually become my purpose in life. And at Lifebook, we've made a science of it. It's a goal that I've achieved in my own life, and I've helped many, many people achieve it in their lives. And I want to make one thing clear at the very outset, and that is that this challenge is for people who are serious about getting what they want out of life. Not just thinking about it or talking about it as so many people are, but actually discovering what it entails and doing what is required to achieve it. So I'm going to assume that you are one of those people, and I'm going to talk to you as if you were, with no sugarcoating and no BS, no total honesty and total transparency. Every word I'm going to say to you over the next 30 days is going to be precise, very well thought through, and important for your progress. I'm going to lay it all right on the line. We're going to talk about the most important principles in the most important area of your life so that you can just go out there and really gain momentum. We're going to look deeply at what having it all means, what having it all looks like, and what's required to make it happen. We're going to share secrets with you over this 30-day course. We're going to share best practices in every core area of your life. And we're going to explore how to eliminate the obstacles that are holding you back in these categories and keeping you frustrated and stuck. And then finally, we're going to share powerful exercises with you that are really going to help you move the needle immediately in all the areas of your life simultaneously. Our purpose in creating this 30-day challenge was simple. By the end of it, we want you to have made measurable progress across every important area of your life, which is a big deal because you will have proven to yourself that it's actually possible for you to create an extraordinary life. And from there, you're going to know exactly what you need to do to make it happen. We've worked with a lot of people over the years, a lot of people, and at the end of the day, most people who begin a personal development journey like this want pretty much the same thing. I mean, small details are going to vary, but the fundamental vision seems just about the same for everyone. What we want is an extraordinary life that works at a high level in every important area. Now, at Lifebook, our main objective is to help people figure out their own personal life vision, that big, clear, compelling picture of what they want to have their life be like, and then help them start to create that ideal life step by step. Every life vision that is created is going to be unique to the individual who created it. No two are the same, but they all seem to have one really, really important thing in common, and that is that every well-crafted life vision I've ever seen entails sort of having crossed a threshold to an extraordinary life where the heavy lifting has been done. You know, all that's behind you. The urgency is gone. The stress is gone. You've sort of hit this tipping point where you've got your life figured out at a really deep level. You've thought it through, you've set it up, and there's almost this automatic quality to it. You know, you've got systems and processes in place, and you're enjoying your life without this daily immense energy output that's draining and overwhelming and exhausting. In this world that you want to get to, stress has been replaced with fulfillment. Urgency has been replaced with a little bit of leisure time, a little bit of bandwidth. How many people do you see around you living like that? It's rare. At the end of the day, based on our experience with thousands of people, that is pretty much what every conscious, thinking person seems to want. But unfortunately, almost no one achieves a life like this, and most people never will. As a matter of fact, what most of us get is the opposite of that experience. No leisure time, no bandwidth. We're at maximum tension everywhere in our life. Let's admit it. Most of us are overwhelmed and exhausted. We're just on the treadmill of our lives, too busy to just sit down for a moment and really think about what our happiness requires. We know that so much more is possible for us, but we can't quite put our finger on how to get it. And we work so hard, but we just kind of spin our wheels, and we don't seem to get any closer to the life that we really want to be living. And when you're in that mode, you can't even allow yourself to feel how disappointed you are in certain aspects of your life, maybe in your marriage, or in your level of health and fitness, or how unfulfilled you are in your career, or how sick and tired we are of being broke and having to worry about money all the time. Deep down, we all want so much more than we have, but we can't even afford to have thoughts like that. We have to kind of push those feelings down just to make it through the day. And I'll tell you what, that's a tragedy. It's a tragedy because this is our one life. This is our one precious life that we've been given to live to the fullest. And it's incredibly painful when you know that you're not doing that. And I'll tell you from personal experience, in working with so many people, I've seen this over and over and over again. This can be especially frustrating and especially maddening when you feel like you followed all of society's rules. You did everything that was expected of you. You went to school, you studied hard, you got good grades, you got your degree, you got married, you started a family, you bought your house. You did everything that society says that you're supposed to do. You followed the whole formula. So why don't you feel outrageously successful right now when you did everything right? Why are you overworked? Why are you overstressed? Why are you unfulfilled? Why don't you have it all if you did everything you were supposed to do? And here's the reason. The reason is because the formula doesn't work. The formula doesn't work. The system isn't designed to produce success and happiness and fulfillment. It's designed to produce mediocrity, and it leads to failure and frustration. Here's something that you really need to know. This will really, really help. It helped me when I was first struggling with these areas. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not to blame for the fact that you've been struggling in these categories, and your parents aren't to blame because they didn't teach it to you. It's not their fault, and it's not some big conspiracy theory either. The fact is that people just don't know how to do it. They just don't know how to put together a spectacular life. They don't know how to have it all. They're too busy in survival mode to take the time to figure out and learn how to thrive in every important area of your life. Because the world is a crazy, chaotic place. It's nuts out there. There's so much instability. There's so much turbulence. There are so many different things pulling us in different directions, so many demands on our time and on our energy. Life can just be overwhelming and exhausting. We don't have time to sit down and figure out how to navigate through all this craziness and get to that ideal life. I mean, how can I be expected to really figure out how to find success and happiness and balance and fulfillment when I'm so busy trying to make this month's house payment? That's why it's so rare that you're ever going to see a person who has it all. And when you do, you should pay attention, because you can know you are looking at an accomplishment. It's not an easy task to put together a stellar life in every important area. But I'll tell you this, it is possible. And this is a fact that we've proven over and over again at Lifebook. The skills that are required to simultaneously have great physical and emotional and intellectual and spiritual health, a great love relationship, to be a fantastic parent, to have quality friendships, to build a great career that leads to financial abundance, and be surrounded by fantastic things and create great experiences for yourself, to develop all those skills simultaneously is almost unheard of. It almost never happens, but it absolutely is possible, and it absolutely can happen for you. I'm telling you right now, a life like that is there for you. Not just for some of the chosen few who have special abilities. It's there for you. There's a system for doing it, and you're going to see that by the end of this 30-day challenge, and it's going to make sense to you. And you're going to absolutely understand that having it all is a serious possibility for you. It is within your grasp. That is the main objective that we have for you for this 30-day challenge. See, most people think that having an extraordinary life is simply not realistic. It's either impossible, some sort of a fantasy or a pipe dream, or even if it was possible, I'm just not going to be able to get it done because it's going to be too much work for me. I'm not going to be able to execute. So we're going to show you over the next 30 days just how easy it is to start making significant progress toward your ideal life. Once you shift into the right mindset and start building momentum, you will move closer to having it all. All you've got to do is watch a short video every day over the next 30 days and then do the exercises we ask you to do. And at the end of the 30 days, you're not only going to be living a different life than you are right now, a better life, but you're going to know with certainty that having it all is possible for you, and that's the big win. You're going to know with certainty that your dream life can be won if you're willing to fight for it. If you discover specifically what your happiness and your unique fulfillment require, and then focus on it single-mindedly, you can wrap your mind around this crazy thing called life, and you can have it all. Listen, the question is not whether or not you can achieve the life you've always wanted to live. It's whether or not you will. And that is a decision. When it comes to this challenge really working for you, really helping you create the extraordinary life that you want to be living, your biggest concern should not be your intelligence, it should not be your ability, or even your ambition. It's your commitment. You are the only person that can really absorb the information that you're going to be learning here and then implement the exercises into your life. We can show you how to do it, but we obviously can't do it for you. Now, we're going to be here to support you every step of the way. We're going to be here to supercharge your efforts, but you are the only person who can make this work. This 30-day challenge is about the exercises. It is a doing program. The exercises build on each other every single day that you do them, and the momentum that you create from doing them over and over and over is the catalyst. That's sort of like the active ingredient that really moves the needle here. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you right now. There's no point in even doing this 30-day challenge if you're not going to do the exercises. I want to say that again. No point in doing the challenge if you're not if you're not committed to doing the exercises. You're going to get some good information, you'll get some good knowledge, but I promise you, you won't get the benefit that you signed up for. And your commitment is the key to getting that benefit. And we figure that your commitment's going to be about 20 to 30 minutes a day. You got to log in every day and watch the video. Video's about 15 minutes, and then you just set aside another 10 or 15 minutes to do the exercises on days when we ask you to do exercises. And remember, these exercises are about your life. They're not about my life or anybody else's life. They're about your life, and they're awesome. Your success with this challenge is going to come down to the quality of your commitment to doing these exercises, and I think you're going to be excited about it because you're going to be seeing your life move forward. So from this day forward, you just got to commit a few minutes a day to complete the exercises, watch the videos, and it's going to be well worth it because it's going to be powerful for you. So that being said, let's move on to the first exercise of our 30-day challenge. Today, we're going to have you commit the time you need to do this 30-day challenge, and then we're going to have you find the time in your day for that commitment by creating what we call a stop doing list. Now, this exercise is a classic Lifebook exercise. It's super enlightening, it's really empowering, and it's fun. So here's how it works. Step 1 is we want you to commit the time. Thomas Edison, arguably one of the busiest guys who's ever lived, said, "There is time enough for everything." And this is from a guy that was awarded over 1,000 patents by the U.S. Patent Office. He was busy, and he said, "There is time enough for everything." The time commitment that this challenge requires is about 20 to 30 minutes a day total. Videos are about 15 minutes, exercises are about 15 minutes. They vary, but that's about it. So step 1 of today's exercise is to decide when you're going to do the work, when you're going to commit that 20 to 30 minutes of time every day, and while you're at it, we want you to decide where you're going to do these exercises to. Is there a secluded place that you can go where you can just completely get away from the world, and so this is like sacred time to do this work? Like maybe you're going to go solo to a coffee shop and have a date with you and your 30-day challenge. Or maybe you can go into your office and lock the door and take the phone off the hook or whatever, just completely disconnect from the world. Decide when you're going to do them every day. Decide where you're going to do this program. Your commitment to yourself should look something like this. I'm absolutely committed to spending 20 minutes per day on the Lifebook Challenge for the next 30 days, period. The time I'm going to allot is from 7 in the morning to 7:30 in the morning every day alone in my office without my cell phone to bother me. That's kind of how your commitment should look. Be very specific about it. Next, we're going to have you do something really awesome. This is so powerful. I've done this probably 5 or 6 times in my life, and it's incredibly effective. We want you to create a stop doing list because we want you to pick up at least a half hour a day to do this program, if not more time. We want to free up in your week. So here's how you do it. Take a look at how you spend your time in a typical week. Really be honest with yourself because you're probably not going to like some of what you see. Bring some awareness to your daily activities. And what you want to do is you want to assess whether or not these daily activities are pushing your life forward. So what you want to ask yourself is this: what can I get rid of? How can I pick up at least a half hour a day of extra free time? Can I cut out a half hour of email a day? Maybe a half hour of TV? Some computer time? So your stop doing list might look something like this. I will stop hitting the snooze button 4 times every morning. I will stop checking my email 20 times a day, and instead I'm going to be disciplined and check it 3 times a day. I will stop being distracted by social media when I'm supposed to be working. I'm just not going to go on those sites anymore during business hours. Creating your stop doing list could be one of the most freeing, empowering things that you have ever done. I think it's going to be. It's going to open up time for you to work on yourself and your life during the course of this challenge, and that's valuable. And you know what? While you're at it, why not cut out like a full hour a day of unimportant stuff? So you can have a half hour for this challenge and a half hour just for you to do whatever you want with as our gift. Carl Sandburg said, "Time is the coin of life. It's the only coin you have, and only you can determine how it will be spent." So that's your mission for today. Commit the time and find the time to do this 30-day challenge. So as soon as this video is complete, get into Tribe and post your commitment to the community, which is going to help you sort of wrap accountability around this goal and give you some support because everyone's going to be there for you. So that's it for day 1. Thank you so much for watching. Do your exercise at a really high level, and I'll see you tomorrow as we explore the 12 most important categories of your life.